Yeah. All right. So perfect. So this call is being actually recorded right now. Make sure y'all let y'all's teams know to hop on to this call right now, and we can get started as soon as possible. Um, Appreciate everybody for actually getting on this call tonight. I know everybody could have been doing whatever the case may actually be with your time right now, but you chose to get onto this call and hear some extraordinary value that will be given on that could be potentially something that could change something in your trading, or actually change something that, or actually just change something in your life for the better, regardless. So I actually want to review a couple of trades right now. I know I'm not on the camera right now. It's because I'm in a dark area, not too much good lighting. But I actually want to review a couple things that happened last week. So right here on the GDP AUD pair, right here, as we've seen, on the higher time frame, I was actually looking at. I wasn't really paying attention to too much on the higher time frame, except this retracement going back to the. Come over here. Except for this retracement to the high that was previously made in this area, and all I did was see. I put my black horizontal line that's right here. I put it right here where price was previously making a clear rejection zone, as it was making rejections to the support area, and then it made a retracement to making it the resistance. And so I knew their price was acting in this area. And to confirm it was actually price was there doing something, making a little inverted head and shoulders on the 1 hour time frame. Um, I knew it was going to come to this area. All I did was legit just set up my fibs. So let me just cover
I have the
everything.
same thing. I saw it right here.
Exactly. So that's really all I did was just put my fibs to it. Pretty sure I put my fibs from this high to this high. I mean, this low to this high right here. Um, and then this little retracement on where price was currently at right now, and it hitting off this 38.2 area where price is currently at. Um, Definitely, and then it shot down a couple pips, not just a couple, but like majority, like let's say 100 pips that are shot down. This was one of the last trades I set up of last week. I think this was Friday or Thursday night that I actually sent out this trade. A clear confirmation that this was not only just a head and shoulders pattern right here, that making the left shoulder, making the head, and then making the head right there, and then making this right shoulder right here. So there was a couple areas.
Did you smoke?
Where.
Oh, well, I should say my guy.
Why? But there's this area right here where price is making this double top formation on the 1 hour time frame. It was just a clear indicator right here. You see this, right? This little double top formation that happened, this M that happened in the market. You go on to the smaller time frames, you would have definitely seen it giving out an evening star formation. Was that evening star? Evening star or morning star, whichever one, shooting star pattern that actually forms out in this area is showed off. And just confirming that little sell that happened, and that rewarded you for like almost 100 pips in just not even that much of time. Really just in like 3-4 hour time frame. Hey, in 4 hours it rewarded you. And then it came back to that same area later on. I think that was Friday night that it actually came back, or Friday in the daytime it actually came back. Friday morning it came back and dropped again. So there was a bunch of pips to be made in this area right here, but it was just whoever wants to catch it, caught it. But let me see what else we can review on. I was expecting a rejection in this area to come back and go back up. But clearly it broke through this purple box and did a little retracement in this area instead of actually rejecting off it. So it hit this rejection and came back all the way back down, possibly rewarding somebody that actually was looking at this. I wasn't really looking at it. The only trades I was looking at is the one I sent in the chat, but possibly rewarding somebody for about like 80 pips right there. Not too many actions happening in Euro NZD either. Um, EG, not too much. Seeing a little inverted head and shoulders pattern happening right here in this area. So this is definitely something I'm gonna look for to getting involved with in tonight. But just to confirm, let me just see what type of area this is. So we've seen the little right shoulder, the head formation, and then the right shoulder. So the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder right here, and then a little retrace, and then a little rejection off of the neckline that happened in this area. And so we're seeing a drop. But really right now I'm seeing is price could potentially, now that I'm looking at it a little bit better, we go to the 1 hour. Yeah, so what I'm seeing is potentially this could just be a triple bottom or an inverted head and shoulders that can happen in this area and potentially shoot back into this area. This is what I'm seeing for tonight. Well, not for tonight, but for the rest of the week, I'm actually seeing that. So after this right shoulder, your left shoulder, head, and then this left shoulder forming out here on the 4 hour time frame, I'm seeing possibly a reversal going back up into this area, going back to the recent high, making a double top in this area. Making a double top in this area, and then rejecting back down, making a big ass M in this, making a big M and shooting back all the way back down. But that's probably something that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. Possibly could just be making a big head and shoulders pattern. You get the left shoulder right here. So these patterns always form up in the market recent, like head and shoulders. You got the double tops, the double bottoms, the triple tops, inverted head and shoulders, and the regular head and shoulders that possibly show up all the time in the market. And these are just replaying events that happen all the time. And that's just something that you just got to get used to actually seeing and visualizing in your eyes and seeing it play out, because it's going to play out exactly the way you want it to. You just got to be patient enough now to just sit and just actually wait for it to actually perform like this. So let me actually mark this up. Now I see a clear visual of what possibly could happen for the next couple of weeks trading this pair. So I'm going to actually flag it so later down I can actually be prepared to actually look to enter into this trade. So as we see, after making this double bottom, so I missed the entry that happened earlier today. All right. So as we see right now, we don't want to complicate anything. We see right now we got the equal lows going on, the equal lows in this area. So typically I trap price, but in this type of situation that we actually got right now, what I'm actually looking for is, since I know that this is an inverted head and shoulders, let me show y'all again why I think. So we got the left shoulder, we got the head, and then we got the potential right shoulder to actually be forming. And so since this is a key area, this black line that I drew, this is a key area for price to make a rejection out of. I'm seeing this to come down. So London session within the next 2 hours, I see price coming back down to this area and actually shooting back up. So this would be a double bottom in this left shoulder to be formed. and giving a certain type of, let's say, candle pattern to actually confirm it. Now, if it can give us 2 wicks like this, that'll be cool. But I'll really be looking for my entries on the 15-minute time frame or the 1 hour time frame, just to see a clear confirmation. Like it should be like real life, like clear, or just giving me a certain candle. Like I'm saying, the inverted or the shooting star formation, definitely something that I'll be looking for. If nobody knows what the shooting star pattern looks like, I'll definitely show everybody the candle patterns at the end of the call. But right now, I don't want to spend too much time because we know what we're looking for. We're looking for this double bottom on the left shoulder and to continue to rise the rest of the night. But let's continue to move on. We see this is something else I called out on Thursday night, or was it Friday? No, Thursday night I actually called this out, and as we see, price came down even more than 30 pips. Price came down all the way almost 160 pips right there. So 160 pips on a 0.01 lot size you possibly could have made. Let me just actually just write it down for everybody. So 160 pips on a 0.01 lot size possibly could be $16. $16 you could have made right there. All right, $16 right there that you could have made on just trading with 10 cents right there. With only 10 cents, you made $16. That's a big return on investment right there. So on a 0.1 lot size, you actually could have made let's say $160 right there with just trading with $1 in your trading account. So that's lit right there. So on a 1.00, you could have made, if anybody can guess it, let me know, but you could have made $1,600 right there. So that would have been a definitely big payday, because that would have just been $10. You could have made all this money right here just trading this little simple this double top formation, and just looking on the 1 hour, on the 15-minute time frame, looking for what they're actually showing us on on the 15-minute time frame. So you see a little head and shoulders pattern that's formed on this time frame, and it shot down after that. I know this was exactly this was exactly London's session, because I placed the order before I actually after I sent the screenshot of the chart. I placed the order like at 1:45 a.m. Actually 1:45 a.m. Central Time, and so I set an alarm for 30 minutes, and then at 2:15 I woke up. This thing was in profit heavy, so that's why I really didn't call it out in the signal chat, but I sent it out in the regular group chat with the screenshot. Because if I would have sent it out, it would have been definitely a late entry, and I don't want to put anybody in that situation if they weren't looking at it at first with me. So definitely, we caught this move for 160 pips right there, rewarding everybody for just holding on to this trade, guys, with the power of twin trading right there. So that's definitely lit right there. Right now, I don't really see too much except okay, yeah. So we can see a double bottom formation right here. All right. Since it's the holidays tomorrow, you're going to be trade USD pairs. So in general, I don't trade USD pairs, period. So, but I mean, for anybody that does trade USD pairs, I recommend you not to actually trade any USD pair. You could be buying gold, but trading USD pairs, I really don't recommend it. But I don't really trade USD pairs. I just trade pound pairs and the euro pairs, not because of any real reason, but like that's the session I stay awake for. And so since it's the session I stay awake for, I know what I'm actually trading in. I know that if it's the London session, their economies are actually up and running and getting ready to run. So it means that these people that are actually using this type of currency, which is the pound currency and the euro currency, that means that they're buying and selling a lot of good things, and their currency is being a lot volatile around this session, especially since it allows me to be in and out of trades real quick, and I don't have to look at a chart when I wake up in the morning. I don't have to look at a chart till I go back to getting on my clocking into the shift of doing these midnight trading webinars that I do Sunday and Tuesday nights. So definitely, it's cool. It's whatever. But right now, on the 1 hour, 4 hours, I'm looking for a double bottom. If it can reward me, or if it can give me a candle that actually shows something, a rejection in this area, that is be perfect for me. But what I'm looking for is a double bottom or something, or a candle to actually confirm that this thing is going back up into the air. So I don't think that it will go that quickly, especially since on the 4 hour time frame, we just got the doji candle. Um, people are really selling this go back down into this area, especially since you're trading with a trend. That'll give you like a good 20, 30 pips. But I don't really recommend you get into that because the session's about to start and the currency is about to get very, very volatile around this time. So since it's barely even moving and it's barely making a retracement in this time, I'm definitely looking for the reversal and giving me the double bottom, especially on the higher time frame. We see that this thing might have potential to go back all the way back up. So especially with all this loaded orders just holding here and just holding and holding until it finally shot up, and now it's holding. I believe it's going to do the same thing and shoot up. So it's going to be collecting a lot of cash right there in this area. So that's another thing to watch out for. So we see on the GU, like I said, I don't really recommend you even trading a USD pair. So I'm actually going to look at the harmonic scanner and see what else is there for us that we can actually get into today. So let's see. So this is what I use on a harmonic scanner right now. All right. So we got a lot of people on the call tonight. And this is how we're going to show how to actually use the harmonic scanner and how to use confluence with the harmonic scanner with your trading strategy. So this is exactly how I do it. So the harmonic scanner is calling out a forecast in the market. So right now it's calling out a forecast as a buy on Euro, NZD, NZD. So it's potentially saying this thing has potential to shoot up about 135 pips right now. Potential to buy for 135 pips. So as you see, we see a little double bottom showing up in this market right here. And let's see, let's use the news as confluence in this area. So we have a lot of AUD news that are about to occur, but it's not going to occur till later on the next day. So that's nothing that we have to really worry about. So let me see if there's any other harmonic patterns that show up. You have GDP AUD. We marked this up already. So that's calling out a buy. AUD CAD, that already happened. Almost about to hit TP3. That's crazy. Euro AUD, that's crazy. All you have to do is copy and paste. Yeah, you're in major profit. Potentially 170 pips right there. Guys, just all you got to do is just copy and paste. Legit. But let's go back and let's look at the Euro NZD right here. All right. So to use confluence with our trading strategy, now I'll go back to this. And since I've been calling out all the Euro pairs were going to be buys, this is, of course, now just proving my point that my trades were correct and accurate, and my potential trade setups are going to be accurate for tonight. And then now we can use this Euro NZD as another trade that we can get into. As you see, this trade is riding this trend line up, all the way up, guys. This thing, I don't see it going down anytime soon, which is a good thing, because now we're looking for a buy, especially since the harmonic scanner called it a buy for, let's see, 138 pips. It's calling a buyout. So we have a lot of potential this thing can go up at. So I'll use the 1 hour time frame just to see my zones correctly. Since I'm an intraday trader, I'm only looking at the zones. And I'm looking at the 1 hour mainly at the times. So what I would do is actually get my horizontal line and actually just draw a picture on my chart. Draw a picture and make art right here. All right. These right here are my zones that I'm actually marking up. These are my zones. These are my zones. So as you see, price is hitting this area quite a lot, right? As we go into the past, we see prices hitting this area quite a lot, right? So this right here that I'm drawing this purple box on, this is my resistance zone right here, my resistance. So most of everybody been through the IML Academy already. So we know our support and resistance areas already, right? We know our support and resistance areas. This is my support zone. Support is always on the bottom. So what I really just did right now is I trapped price where price is currently at in a zone. I trapped it in a zone. I trapped price in a zone, right? I trapped price in a zone. I'm going to keep repeating that just so everybody knows. And as I went back and I looked left, always, always, always look left, guys. Look left, continue to look left. I look left just to see how the confluence is looking. As you see, this is a strong zone because price is hitting off it. It's rejecting off this area, rejecting off this area, rejecting off this area, rejecting off this area. We keep going where price is currently at, rejecting off this area, rejecting off this area, rejecting off this area, rejecting off these areas right here. It's all rejecting off this same area that we drew right here where price is currently at, right? Where price is currently at. So we all know right now, price only got two ways of actually moving. Price can either move up or it can move down. Price can either move up and go in an uptrend and move down and go in a downtrend. So imagine price actually breaks out of this purple zone. This is where it's key right here. Price actually breaking out of this purple zone. So we want price to break out of this purple zone. Yes. And then whenever price does an exaggerated movement or it breaks out of a zone, it's always, always, always going to retest. It's always going to retest. No matter what, it will always retest. It will always make a correction in the market. And that's where your Fibonacci comes in handy because it gives you these retracement levels. So let's say price breaks out of this area. We would go and take our fibs from the high on where price is currently at and down to the low where price was previously at. And as you see, our retracement levels are right here, the 61.8 and the 78.6. Those are key retracement areas that actually shows in the markets every so often right there. Definitely, like I said, those are retracement areas in the markets. And then we'll just ride it back up. My first take profit is usually 30 pips. My second take profit, maybe I leave it open, but really I'm riding it to the 127. Just to be safe. I'm not here to rescue the whole market. I'm just here to just take what I can. And you see with the 127, that's giving out about 50 pips right there if you have an accurate entry. But that's the same thing that can actually happen if price chooses to go down So the harmonic scanner already called out a buy on it called out a buy on this Euro NZD. So if price continues to does not switch trends and it keeps going down because it's already in a downtrend. So if it doesn't switch trends and it keeps going down, then it's just doing a continuation of the trend. And so every time it breaks out of the zone, just like anything, it's always going to come back and retest and keep going on its way where it's actually going. But these corrections happen all the time in the market, and you don't want to be caught in the wrong area. You always want to be caught where the retracement levels are actually being finished. And that's, like I said, where the Fibonacci comes in handy to give you a better accurate entry right there. And as you see, the 78.6 is a key area, a key zone. As you can look left, sometimes what I do is actually make a horizontal line and see if price is actually rejected in this area. As you see, price is rejecting, 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 rejecting. You keep looking left. So you see the 78.6 is actually a good level to retrace to. So that's if price continues to go and rejects. Really, like the harmonic scanner called out, it's calling out a buy, but that's just a secondary entry that is possibly could give open. But really, to have a good entry and have an entry for tonight, most likely, I'd like to see a little double bottom again, just like all the just like all the Euro pairs were actually given out, is giving a double bottom and rejecting this low and continuing on its way for about 150 pips right there, potentially. But that's just the forecast that's actually given out. But that's a trade that I'll probably be calling out tonight with the harmonic scanners actually calling out. But definitely that's something that I'll be looking forward to getting into in the next 2 hours. So definitely that would be lit. So I've marked that up. As we see, GDP JPY is another trade that is always. Hey, can you close that door? But that's another trade that I'm looking to actually get into tonight. Not too many other moves are happening. I really like what the Euro pairs are actually doing tonight. They're not doing too much except showing us that it's forecasting a potential buy. GDP NZD. Have you looked at GDP NZD? So this thing has been chilling in my zone for about like a couple weeks now. Hasn't broke out yet. Hasn't done anything else except just chill in my zone. So this is something that I like, what I like to see right here. Because I know if it does move, it's going to move very, very big. If it's consolidated in a zone for a long time, you can expect a breakout that's going to occur very soon. It wasn't consolidating for a week, but it was consolidating since the 26th of August, and today is the 1st, so that's about a good couple 4 or 5 days right there. So definitely I can expect a breakout in the zone right here. Either way it goes, I'll be there to just catch something that is going to happen in this market on GDP NZD. GDP CAD, not really liking it. As I called this out on the 4-hour time frame like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but right now it's not looking too pretty. Euro GDP, it's probably have to be marked up again, but I'm not really liking what it's actually looking like. Actually do like it. I'll put my zones on this one. So this is just trapping price in this area. So whatever it actually does, I'll be ready to catch it. The USD, anything that has to do with the USD, like I'm not trading it. I'm not even gonna even entertain it tonight.
What is it for GDP, NZD?
GDP, NZD? What you mean?
I think it might fall down for like a flag when it's on here.
It could. It could. It could. It definitely could.
It has to retest though. That's only my turn.
Yeah, but that's really all. I'm not looking at anything that happening with the USD pairs, but really all the Euro pairs, I see potential buys. And so in the next couple hours, I'll definitely be calling this out because the Euros are looking very, very nice. Another confirmation that I'll be using to confirm that these will be buys that are happening is always using the strength currency meter. So this is always something important to use, the currency strength meter right here. So this is next level technology because it actually gives you a look at the strength that is actually happening of that certain currency. So if you are trading Euro CAD and the Euro is very, very strong and this Euro has strength to go all the way, like has this green light like the GDP pound has, and the CAD is like down here, like barely even having strength, that's just another confirmation that there is a buy happening, a buy that is gonna occur. But so hopefully the pairs that I'm trading against the euro definitely won't have too much strength. I'll definitely put so EuroCAD, EG, Euro NZD. Basically all the Euro pairs, I'm definitely hoping that let me actually share this thing with y'all so maybe y'all can have it for y'all's own benefit of trading right here to actually go in and actually see it yourself, which currency strength is actually beneficial for you, and use that as another confirmation along with oh yeah, so that's the app of it. So that's another confirmation that you can actually use. You can use the forex factory as another confirmation also, but that was just news really doesn't affect too much, but it's just another indication that price is actually going to actually continue to keep going your way of where you actually want it to actually go. So that would definitely be very, very lit. So definitely, if anybody has any questions before I actually end off this call, I know we've been on for almost 40 minutes tonight, gaining as much value on how to trade in this market as possible. This call is always being recorded, so this will be placed on my YouTube, and I'll place the link in the Telegram chat to my YouTube, just in case anybody missed this call or actually wants to just reflect on it. You actually have the opportunity to help yourself out as best as possible. So if anybody has any questions, I'll give it like 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Nobody has any questions. All right. So let me just review every single thing right here. So like I said, price, really I'm looking at it to go 3 potential ways where it can actually go, reject off this low and shoot up, or it can break out, retest and keep going, or keep going on the downtrend and retest and keep going. Same thing with EG. I'm seeing inverted head and shoulders on the bigger time frame and shooting up. Euro CAD, I'm hoping it can come down a little bit more, an hour or whatever. Euro AUD, I'm actually looking at this. I don't know why I put it right there. JPY, EJ, waiting for the breakout. And same thing with GDP and NZD. I'm waiting for the breakouts and all this. So I appreciate everybody for actually getting onto this call tonight, to taking all the value that you can and to putting it into your trading, because this skill set will pay you for the rest of your life as long as you master this skill set and utilize it to your best of your abilities. just want everybody to know the same amount of time it takes to make $1 in the market is the same amount of time that it takes to make $1,000,000 in the market. So actually take time to actually mastering the skill set each and every single day and sharpening this tool, because this is something that's going to take you to the place where you actually want to go. And I appreciate everybody for actually being on this call. Love y'all all, family, and I wish y'all the best of luck with trading, and I definitely will send out a signal tonight for sure. So good night, everybody. Peace.